Go live. So this is a thing that should be bloody well turned on. Aha! All right, let's make sure this is actually feeding through.
You're live.
You're live. Am I live? Is it working? Okay, it seems to say that I am going live. YouTube, you suck. Whatever you've done recently has caused me all sorts of problems. And when you finally stop fiddling around and adjusting things that don't need to be adjusted, I'll appreciate it. But till then, I'm going to whine about you because it shouldn't be this complicated. Okay, so now I'm live. Okay, all right. How's it going? Grab your paints and your miniatures and your brushes and get ready because it's my holiday. I'm on holiday. I'm going to put up a poll. Feel free to join along with me. I see Fred Hubber is here. Nice to have you. And yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not alone today, but we're going to fire into our startup screen. There we go. All right, there we go. I should be all good now. I should be all good. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today we're not necessarily talking about role-playing games. No, this is my holiday, so we're painting a miniature. The Pentadrone. This is a Modron. So I have the Pentadrone. My brother has been kind enough. How's it going, Dave?
How's it going? How's it going, everyone?
So Dave has got a miniature to paint as well. Well, I'll be painting. And we're going to see how this works out. I don't know how well it'll work out, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to sit here and paint for a little while.
Yeah.
It seemed like a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
So, yes. Fred Hubber is a patron. Thank you for being here. And hi, I can't quite work out your name there. It's in a different language that I'm used to. Looks like it's in, is it Japanese or something? I'm not sure. So, Pentadrone. There weren't too many lines on there. Were there a lot of flashing lines on this thing? I don't know. I can't remember seeing that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very hard to decipher what's on that thing.
Yeah, I was looking at it myself and I was like, okay, what is actually a flashing line? What is not a flashing line? Even if there were a flashing line I would want to remove, is there enough of a miniature there that I can actually do anything with it? They come pre-primed, and what colour did you put over this?
It's a Vallejo model, was it Vallejo metal colour, copper.
Copper, yeah. So this has been, you airbrushed it on for me.
Yeah, and I put a matte varnish over it as well just to hold that on.
Oh, okay, all right.
Metal paints, they rub off.
Oh, well, and my fingers are always sweaty, so that's probably very likely.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd give you a good base to start with there.
All right, cool. All right, well, do you want to what are you painting? You want to show us what you're painting today?
Here you go. I'm painting a Rage Drake. I've pre-airbrushed and done a little bit of just a dry brush on the top of it, but yeah, there's still a bit of work to do there.
So he's going to be, this is actually from a board game, a Dungeons and Dragons board game, Wrath of Ashardalon. So he'll be painting this today. And, God, there's a lot of detail on it. I didn't realise there was so much.
Yeah, I didn't either, but that's cool because it gives me an hour's worth of stuff to do.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you let you get started.
Cool.
And I'll get started with mine. So we were just talking about just before we started. Aquaman 2 has got
here we go. Yep.
teaser.
Yeah, I haven't seen this, so.
Yeah, I only just watched it recently. It doesn't show you very much. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly what's going on.
I'm amazed that, yeah, well, we'll see. All these movies are tanking at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see. So I'm going to use this Dwarven Bronze over this colour. And I think what I will do is I will just dry brush it over. Just to start with. And then I'll probably use the gold to pick things out after that. I think that's probably going to be a smarter idea. So, yeah. Dwarven Bronze.
Do you have any silver colours?
I do have a silver colour, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if you need to, you can.
I can put some silver in there.
Silver in there.
Yeah. And I brought myself I brought along a flesh wash, which I probably don't put on today because it won't be dry enough to do it in a live stream. But I'll probably put that on a little bit later on, just to help darken up some of the areas.
That could be the last thing that you do on the stream because it won't dry out.
Well, if it's dried, sometimes I don't feel like it dries fast enough to in the live stream to really, you know how when your paint's a little bit soft and you go for a wash and it just makes a mess.
Yeah, I use a hairdryer for that sort of issue.
Well, I don't have hair, so I don't need a hairdryer.
You don't have hair?
Well, I do have hair, but not that much.
Oh, I don't have very much hair.
Yeah.
But I do have a hairdryer for that, just for that.
Just for that. Yeah.
Just for that.
Just for that. Okay, so we'll go up for now. We'll go up and across. Up and across.
So what does the trailer of
Well, it's not even a trailer. It's
a teaser.
It's a teaser. It's a teaser for the trailer of 30 seconds, which I thought was a little odd, if you know what I mean. Like,
well, I don't. I find that they're going to be having to do everything they can to get people excited about going to the movies again, because people are not interested in going to the movies at the moment. It seems like. Well, the money's talking, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I suppose it's, just people just don't have as much money as they did before.
That's a good point.
Did you bend some of these up? I see.
I tried.
It's hard to move, eh?
Very, very hard, and they kept moving back down. I actually got them quite high, but then they just moved back down on their own.
So they just had resin memory.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, resin memory.
Yeah, resin memory.
Yeah. So I had attempted to get David to reposition things, but obviously that didn't work. So if you were thinking of doing that and you thought it would work, nah, apparently not. Not going to happen. So yes, we'll have to deal with it looking like a dead flower.
Yeah.
Or a dying flower, a wilted flower. It's kind of like a wilt. You don't have to be sorry.
At least it's got eyeballs.
It does.
That makes it somewhat different. And little faces on there.
It's got little faces on it, yeah.
It's weird though, because it's organic underneath its leaves.
Mm.
Then it's metallic on the outside, and there's also then its legs and its centre core like robotic. So
yeah.
It's a very strange mix of organic biology and mechanical.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I think it's very peculiar, which is one of the reasons why I grabbed it in the first place.
It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, it's a bit hard to tell what's going on with this this movie, Aquaman 2, because I'm not going to give away spoilers or anything. There isn't really any spoilers to give. All I know is that there's a black mantis in it, and
He came back, eh?
And it's got Aquaman in it.
Oh no, are you sure?
Yeah, it's got Aquaman. Oh, it's called Aquaman, isn't it?
What kind of movie called Aquaman has Aquaman in it?
Yeah, I know. It's strange, isn't it? So it's got Aquaman in it, so I know that. I didn't really recognise too much of anything else. It's all very fast. A lot of screens shifting from one thing to the other. There's definitely some action. It looks like there's some sort of war going on. I don't know what sort of war we're talking about. And Black Manta seems like he's really annoyed. He looks like he's got some real issues right now.
Well, I think he got his butt handed to him in the last movie, so twice. So yeah, I think that guy's just going to always be angry. I think he's just going to be angry all the time.
He's just an angry man.
He's just going to be an angry dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know what else to say. We'll see what it's like when it comes out. Which it was supposed to be the end of the year, but I don't know that it's going to be. I think it's going to come out in 2024.
Oh yeah, they will be waiting for the.
Well, the actors are still on strike.
The actors are still on strike, but everything to blow over with the tanking issue of I don't know what it is. Is it cancel culture? Is that what they call it? Or whatever it is? These movies have been tanking. These big blockbuster movies have just been. Because I saw I actually watched the other day. I watched the Transformers movie.
Oh, okay, the new one.
The new one, yeah, and it was a bit like a little bit like it's a follow-on from Bumblebee, which was actually quite cool. Bumblebee was actually all right, considering I don't really like the Transformers movies that much because they're pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
But it was okay. Like, it wasn't amazing. It was just all right.
It was Beast Wars, eh?
Yeah, Beast Wars, but it tanked absolutely massive, huge flop. No one wanted to go and see it. It was just a huge flop at the box office.
What, considering how much money it cost us to make and all the marketing.
Unbelievable amounts of money to make and distribute and market. It just decimated itself, basically. But I would have thought people would have gone to, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other ones have been a lot worse. So, I don't know. Well,
I really like Bumblebee, and
you didn't like it?
I like Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, no, I really liked it. Good.
Yeah, and I like the first Transformer movie. It was all rightish,
Yeah.
It was a passable film, and then after that, it had plenty of special effects. The other ones, but the stories just become more disjointed. I didn't really quite understand what the heck was going on anymore. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to. I almost feel like every time they had another movie out, they had to wipe out the existing characters, apart from Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, because they needed to sell new toy robots.
Yep.
And people didn't want to have the same robot, so you have to have a different robot. And I was like, oh, okay, this is... yeah, okay.
That's right. That's what I thought was quite cool about the Beast Wars one, is they brought a lot of the classic style Transformers in. It's what they did in Bumblebee as well. They went classic.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, Transformers is an 80s toy.
It is.
So with the newer ones, when the first Transformers movie came out, they sort of, completely changed what they look like and modernized them up for this day and age. And but this time they've gone back to retro style, which is actually quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it didn't take. People didn't go and see it. But people aren't going and seeing most movies at the moment.
Well,
unless it's Barbie, I don't know why.
I haven't seen Barbie, and I haven't seen Oppenheimer, and
I don't want to see Oppenheimer. I'm not interested in watching a movie about nuclear bombs.
I
kind of crap.
I know quite enough about the what happened with that.
Yeah, they made nuclear bombs and they shouldn't have. End of story.
Anyway, but I really enjoyed Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Mission Impossible. I mean, they're all the same. Let's get real. But it's a try to present a new threat. We've had nuclear war. We've had biological warfare. We've had biological stuff. We have viruses. We've had a lot of different things.
Well,
you've had pretty much most of the different threats you can have. Now they're trying to go AI.
That was relevant though.
It was.
That was being relevant with today.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's like Maverick. Maverick was an awesome movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed Maverick.
But it's a very simple format of, there's no, of the weird cultures that they're trying to put into movies at the moment, and force things into movies. And it's just straight.
No, just not go there.
Tom Cruise.
You know what I mean? you know where we're going. I don't want to go there.
Okay, well, it's going to go there, unfortunately.
No, we're not
going to
talk
too much about it, because it's what's the problem with movies at the moment.
So yes, and I think what's the movie we went and saw recently that I actually thought was quite good? That Gran Turismo movie.
Yeah, that was cool. Based on true story.
I think probably very loosely based on a true story.
It had a lot of stuff in it that was pretty accurate, but there was just some timeline shifts, and apparently there was one character in there that was actually 5 characters in the real life story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they had to to fit it into a film, and make a bit more movie relevance. They made it one person.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me more about that later on then.
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
I don't know. I do know, like, reading that the guy that was the main guy that was the racing kid in it. He was pretty happy with the way that they told the story.
Okay.
And most of the people involved in the real life were pretty happy with the way they told the story, and they understood the creative things that they took to just make it a bit more theatrical.
Right.
They understood why, so
okay.
They were actually fine with it. So yeah, all in all, they were actually pretty happy with it. So yeah.
Well, that's good when they take it from real life and it's actually sort of fits with what the other people think was taking place. That's good.
Yeah, and it's a good movie.
Yeah, it was. I did. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun time, and it was an unusual. When somebody says, "Oh, I'm going to make a movie on a video game," like you're like, "Oh, a car racing game." Like it's a simulation car racing game. That's the movie you're going to make, and they took that route. So I thought that was quite clever.
Yeah, it was. It's funny actually because I've been playing Need for Speed Heat, which is like old now.
Yep.
But it's so much like Too Fast, Too Furious. That game. It's just crazy how much it's like that movie. But it's funny because that works in the reverse. I think the game came out after that movie.
Okay.
But then they've got a Need for Speed movie, which is actually not really like the Need for Speed games. But the Fast and Furious is a lot more like Need for Speed.
Well, that's odd. Okay, all right. I don't quite get that.
When you play the games, you see the relevant, how they relate. Well, to the earlier Fast and Furious movies, because then they just became action movies like the Expendables, basically. with cars in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got bored. I got bored with that.
So the next one I'm going to put on is Kyrene Gold, and I'm probably going to paint sections rather than just apply it willy-nilly. I don't know how well that's going to work. This miniature's a bit bigger, so I might be actually see where I'm going. We'll see. Gold, I always find gold metallic colours don't go on very well.
No, gold is there are some out there, not many.
They just seem to go on really, really thin, and you wind up having to go over something a lot, which is a bit of a drag if you ask me. But so I'm going to just paint those sections there and just go down from there.
Sounds good.
So we've been watching Andor. We finished Andor.
We did finish Andor.
We finished Andor. We know what happened, or actually we've got more questions now than we had before, I think.
No, it was really funny. I was talking to Sam about it. This is my other brother. Last night, saying, because I watched an interview with Hayden Christensen, in the actor Andor, and I had no idea, because I've only seen Rogue One once.
Yeah.
That it was actually about that guy. He was in Rogue One. My shame.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, shame on me. Shame on me for not knowing that.
Well,
or remembering anyway.
It was a while ago, wasn't it? Really,
the movie Rogue One.
Yeah.
And I've only seen it I think I'm sure one time. So I just did not put two and two together with that. It's funny, really.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit odd for sure. But now we're moving on. This Friday, we're hopefully going to be doing Ahsoka.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to give away spoilers, people, because there's no spoilers for me to give away because I haven't seen it yet.
I have, but I'm not going to give away spoilers.
No. Yeah.
And again, I have to avoid YouTube and watching people talk about it because everyone's just hating on everything. So it's like you can't. It's actually my opinion. Ahsoka is a freaking awesome show, but everyone just hates everything at the moment.
Well, that's what sells. This is
hating.
Yeah. And YouTube, if you make something that's negative, like more people watch it, and so.
Well, that's really sad.
It is very, very sad, I actually find it quite frustrating because I see it happening in the tabletop RPG community as well. They do that just because that will get clicked.
Well, that's really sad. That's just ruining things. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's not a good business model.
It's not it's a good business model if you want to make money, but it really means that you
and where it comes there, what does it boil down to at the end of the day? Things that ruin things is money. People that just do things just for money, just for the sake of money only.
So what value do you bring? You bring no value to at all, other than to occupy people's time with rubbish.
Yeah.
But that's just sort of the nature of it.
Bummer.
I'm kind of really interested to see because I was never really big on the Ahsoka character, but I do remember the Ahsoka character from the
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Well, it's tricky because from what I can tell, you've heard a lot about this show before you even come into it, so you already got huge opinions on it.
Well,
because you haven't seen it yet, but so you have to make your own. You're gonna have to make up your own mind on it now.
Yeah, no, I usually do. But yeah, it's awkward, because trying to avoid all that stuff, it's like it shows up on YouTube, shows up on Facebook, shows up everywhere.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's all hate stuff.
Yeah.
So all you're going to get is people bashing on it, whether they like it or not. They're just going to bash on it. Geez, you could go back and if the Star Wars: A New Hope came out now and bash the crap out of that if you wanted to, but it's George Lucas, man. This is what everyone wants: George Lucas style Star Wars. This is pretty much what I see it as. It's got that same style as Ahsoka show, but it's just still not good enough. So it's like, well, you guys are never going to be happy. You can't make it. You're just not going to be happy.
You can't make Star Wars some fans happy anyway.
It sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it. People are just you just can't, which is really sad. It's like, man, they put some really cool stuff out there, and people still just don't want to. They're like, no.
You're right, Fred. These aren't the right colours for bacon. If I was trying to
bacon,
if I was trying to paint bacon, I would have to use different colours. These are
A bit more reddish in there, I think, for bacon, and then a bit sort of, if you want to put the fat in there, you got to give it a bit white as well, a little bit of whiteness.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Depends, you could goldenize it a bit, I suppose, if you get the sort of golden crispy bacon.
Well, I mean, here's the problem with painting something like this, is that whatever colour changes you have are going to be subtle. And so therefore, unless you're right up close to it, you're probably not going to notice very much. It doesn't make great for a live stream when you've got your colour palette is sort of like metallics.
You're fully relying, I think, on the eyeballs, to be truly honest.
Yeah, I know.
You can get a texture going.
Yeah.
And a sort of like different shades of golds and reflections and stuff, but really the eyes are going to be the thing that makes it pop out.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you with that. And I was going to just go with white and then go with the coloured eye dot.
Mm-hmm.
And since my eyes aren't very good, that's about as far as I'll get. I don't know, that sounds bad, but that's just reality.
Well, if you like on the image, the eyes are sort of facing different directions. If you do that'll be interesting at least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that shouldn't be too hard to do, even with bad eyesight. If it's just the colours that you're doing, just the iris.
Yeah, and I think I will just paint the lips so the lips sort of stand out slightly.
Purple?
No.
Oh, right.
No, just gold.
Okay.
I don't want to get too funky. We're not a goth here.
Right.
It's not a goth robot.
Oh, yeah, of course, purple lipstick. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep. Geez, man, sometimes I'm pretty slow to pick up things.
Okay. So are we going to go to the beach after this, man, for a walk, or?
Yeah, we can do.
You up for that?
Yep.
Muriwai, is it? That's your current
That's my current beach.
walking place.
If you have the time to spare, because it's a bit of a walk.
No, I do.
Okay.
I don't know that I can I think I might struggle to do an hour and a half. You might have to carry me back if it's an hour and a half.
Oh man, it's going to be a good workout then, isn't it, Jace?
So you might not want to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty relaxing walking on the beach, so you just sort of don't notice it. You just end up walking
and just keep
walking back, and then you're like, oh, did that take an hour and a half? Jeez.
Steampunk it. So Fred reckons I should steampunk
Oh,
this.
yeah, that's a good point. You could steampunk it, yeah.
Rust and chrome. I don't really...
Oh, do you have any rust stuff?
No, I don't. No, I try not to let things rust if I can help it.
We're talking like what Dungeons & Dragons. This is like back in the past, right? So there's gonna be a lot of rusty metal, so it's all good.
Well,
it's actually styly.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't have rust.
I
don't let things rust. You know, they get looked after.
I beg to differ with you.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's not true. Okay.
And that will leave.
Are you referring to my car, or are you referring to something else?
Your car, your house, the tidiness of your room.
No,
your haircut.
My hair is out of control.
The list goes on, Fred.
My hair is so out of control.
It is.
Yeah.
It looks like a forest that's just gone wild with weeds growing.
Wildfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm painting a rage drake, so I can talk about that stuff.
Oh,
Anything fiery.
We might have to close the door. I can hear a car pulling up.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Is Bub?
Yeah, I think Bub's back. Yeah, I might have to close the door in a sec.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that was Yvonne's voice.
Yeah, it was.
So it was not my imagination.
Nope.
All right, so I'm going to have to hit the door closed.
Okay.
Otherwise, this is going to be a little bit awkward. Give me a sec. All right, and squeezing back in. You got enough space there?
Yep.
Cool. And oh man, you really are okay.
I'm just painting yellow, man.
I'm
not painting yellow.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, okay.
It's yeah.
You're
painting gold. I'm painting yellow. It's nothing special.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And then, I might just do the feet. I might pick out the feet with the gold, and then it'll all sort of go together with a wash.
You know, because you're definitely, I would say, because it's really, other than eyeballs, there's not much to it. You'll definitely have that finished today. What do you think you'll paint tomorrow?
Well, I have the wetter looking creature, the Ankeg,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have
Oh, you could paint that big. What's it called?
the frost monster thingy beast or whatever the heck it is. I can't remember what it was called.
It's the frost salamander.
Oh, the frost salamander. That is going to take me a little while to get through, I think, though.
Oh, I can get you the base colours down on it. I can give you a base to work from by getting with the airbrush. And
I think I was going to go just do the Ankeg. I was just going to get the Ankeg done.
Ankeg.
The Ankeg is basically a very simple paint.
It's
job.
like a praying mantis wetter. Oh, it's brown. It's
basically
tricky.
it's
It's got crab. It's a real mix. Man, the temperature just went up huge. You need to get a fan in here, I think, Fred. If you're gonna
a fan.
yeah, fan.
No, I just try not to breathe when I'm in here.
If you don't breathe, you die. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No. What I usually is there's not usually two people. There's not usually two bodies in here. It's just my body.
Matter, yeah.
So and I take a break every hour usually if I'm doing 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which we're not going to be doing 2 hours. We're going to be doing 1 hour.
But you've done 5 hours, eh?
I've done 5 hours, but I take a break every hour.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, I pass out. I mean,
I can definitely understand that would happen. 100%. Yeah.
It's hard not to do that. Yeah. You know.
It gets pretty warm. You need to open the door and just have a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the toilet, have a drink of water.
Okay, so I'm kind of just trying to decide whether I want to do the leafy bits gold underneath as well on the plates, but I'm just not too sure. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm going to think about it later on. Instead, I'm going to do the eyes. So I'm going to go white and then the colour, or should I go black and then the white? Is there any much point doing that?
Yes.
Go black and then white.
Yeah, you want to outline. Outline's good. You can either do black or you can do red if you want a red outline. But
well, no, I don't want to do a red outline. But I was thinking if I do black, then it makes it easy for me to figure out where the white is going to go, and then I can kind of bring the white in a little bit.
It also makes the eyes pop out though, because they're black outline.
Outline, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's always good to have that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the plan. Of course, I have to shake this thing like I'm trying to.
You need to get some more Vallejo black.
Yeah, no, I actually tried going to get Vallejo black, and I could not buy it when I went to the game store about 4 months ago. So I had to go to another store that sold army painter paints, and they were the only ones who sold black, because I didn't want to buy the Citadel black.
No.
And those stupid pots.
What you mean? You mean these stupid pots, Fred?
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Those pots, they suck.
Yeah. I will just say that they that idea, the reason why they do that, from what I've found and learned from being over there and learning about this company, they're actually just that old fashioned, and that's the reason why they use those pots.
It's just old fashioned.
It's just old fashioned. They actually are so out of date.
So it's not done deliberately so that you use up more paint and it splashes everywhere.
No, it's an out of date way of just having paint pots. Because paint pots, when was the last time you think about paint pots using Humbrol, right? This is back when you first started. This is what we're talking like, what, 20 years, more than 20?
No, more than 20 years.
More than 20 years ago. Okay, so they're still running with the same setup. And just because, for reasons. I always say reasons, because when I say reasons, it's because there is no reason for it. So you just say reasons.
There's no good reason.
So just for reasons, they did it. They're staying with I guess a 30-year-old setup. That's G-dub for you.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's the funny thing is like on Instagram and stuff, the amount of people I know that they come up with this thing and they've spilt their pot.
Yeah,
it's usually a wash,
or I wind up with
it's
all over my
ink and it goes everywhere, and they lose the entire. It's a $13, I think, for one of these things.
Yeah,
so $13 down the toilet, and then they have to go buy another one and try not to knock that over as well. Yep. Yep. Or maybe that's smart thinking. You know, they know that people will knock the pot over and spill all their paint, go buy some more.
Well, that's what I thought the rationale behind it was in the first place.
Yeah, but I think it's actually funnily enough, it's actually the old-fashionedness of them.
That's just so weird.
Apparently, a lot of the higher up guys don't even know how to use the internet, man.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was told when I was over in England. For people that actually know and have been involved with Games Workshop, that's what they're like.
How can that be possible? How do they run a business without knowing how to use the
They
internet?
employ other people that know how to use the internet to do that, but they still have to follow their strict guidelines.
Okay.
Because I was actually looking for jobs over there, and I was like, oh, Games Workshop, okay. And they have really strict guidelines, even if you just want to apply for a job with them. You have to stick by them, adhere to them, otherwise you'll lose a job straight away or you won't get the job. So, yeah.
What are those guidelines? I don't quite
It's
understand.
generally just you can't have anything to do with any other IPs. You can't talk about, it's just the secrecy of their staff. You've got to follow exactly how they do everything, the way they paint. It's a long list, Fred. It's a long list. Yeah, I was kind of shocked by it, and I was like, yeah, no. I don't want to work for Games Workshop. I don't, working for a store maybe that sells that stuff's fine, but not working for an actual Games Workshop store that's specifically Games Workshop. And also the impression I got, like when I went into a Warhammer shop, is they came to you quickly, and if you weren't going to buy something, they had no interest in you at all. It was like,
Yeah, well, that's the salespeople basically.
yeah, but there's salespeople and vagabonds, and they don't do that.
Yeah. They understand that you might be a return customer, even if you're not buying right now.
Yeah. Or you might not be looking at Games Workshop stuff. You might be looking at who knows what else?
A different product.
Something else, yeah. Anything else, yeah. It's what's wrong? There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, if Games Workshop's trying to sell their stuff, they don't really want you buying something else, and then you wouldn't buy.
But you wouldn't be in their shop because the only thing you can buy is Games Workshop stuff.
Yeah.
But the problem for me is that I was going in and I was looking at them and I was like, okay, I like big stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at the big stuff and I was going, okay, I'm not going to pay that much money for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. $300 for no way. So and it took me and I was looking for ages just trying to find something that was like that I thought was cool, that I thought I could afford and wanted to spend that much money on.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. There wasn't anything.
Well, that's why Forge World got developed, isn't it? They came about by just them pricing themselves out of their own field.
Yeah.
But now it's I think you were saying that's a little bit different now.
Yeah, Forge World stuff is more expensive than Games Workshop now.
Right. So they've got what they wanted out of that, and now
and it's funny because they're the same company in a way, but they're not, and that they compete with each other, but they're the same company. So it's or like a sister company. It's just a weird. I don't know.
Weird arrangement.
It's a weird dynamic. I don't understand it, but each to their own, I guess. Whatever makes
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't.
Whatever gets you out of bed in the morning. Yeah. Or doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, or doesn't get you out of bed.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. So, are we going to go and see some movies while I'm on holiday?
I don't know. If there's any good movies to watch, I'll go and watch it. But if there isn't, then probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
To be truly honest, the thing that you don't know about me or don't recognise me, I actually don't like going to the movies, Fred.
I know you don't like going out full stop.
Oh, no, I like going out.
You just don't like going to the movies.
I just don't like going to the movies. I just don't like it. I'd rather watch a movie at home.
It's my favourite thing to do, is going out to the movies.
Yeah.
I'm a big, let's go out to the movies sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, I'll go there sometimes if I want the ice cream.
Yeah,
or if I really, really have to see that movie.
And you can't wait.
And I can't wait. But there's not really much for me. Like, there's not a lot I'm sort of like, I'm really excited about seeing this. Probably June 2 is the biggest one that I'm waiting for, but that's November, I think.
I think they moved it to next year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they moved it to next year.
So there's nothing for me to be excited about then?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there might be. I don't know.
Well, I hope that it's coming out this year. So
They moved it because apparently they've got a lot of actors in that movie that are quite famous, and they can't get them to promote the movie, so they shifted it to next year. It's why it's off the route runnings. It's no longer going to be competition for the likes of what do you call it? Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Right.
Or even Mario Brothers or whatever the heck it was. So.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing. Well, then if that's the trend, then I'm guessing that a lot of movies are probably just going to get shifted to next year until the strikes finish.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because they're already losing money. They're not going to want to lose any more. That's going to lose them huge amounts of money. So they just don't risk it at all.
Yeah.
And they just sit on the money until they can release it safely.
Yeah. Well, that's the sensible thing to do, right? So.
Yeah. Except I think what the Marvels is still going to come out, isn't it? So.
So far, but I'm kind of curious.
It could change.
I think the other problem that they had too is
Brie Larson.
No, Taylor Swift.
Right. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift has got her tour called the Era Tour. It's really, really popular. It's made a lot of money. They recorded it and turned it into a movie, and they're releasing it in about a month's time.
And she's not an actor, so she can promote it.
That's right, and she circumvented the studios, so they're not even involved, which they're not very happy about, which I thought was hilarious.
Well, I think that's good. It's good on you, Taylor Swift. Well done.
And then, so what happened is all the studios decided they were going to shift all the movies in that month that were scheduled to play at about the same time as her movie because they didn't want to lose all the traffic. So now they've shifted it out of that month.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Fair enough.
Taylor Swift is probably going to own it.
Oh, she's going to own it. She's pretty popular, man.
In the States, I mean, it's not going to apply to here in New Zealand. That movie concert is not playing anywhere else in the world.
Right, it's only playing in America.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, she's very popular anyway, so yeah, I can definitely understand that. She's popular. Well, I can't think of it. She's got a whole bunch of nicknames now, but she's the Swifties anyway. They'll be wanting to see that.
All over it.
All over it.
Yep. Okay. My hand control is not the best, but I think I'm getting there.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, chrome. Yeah, true. I've got some chrome paint at home. Real chrome paint, though.
Like it's actually chrome.
It's very, very reflective, like mirror reflective chrome.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
So do you think you'll be doing much painting, or is it just going to be painting while I'm painting? Or are you going to just leave it until you're ready? Because you haven't been painting much. Yeah, I know you painted last night. You painted that Bodock last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I painted the Bodock. I prepped this and your
Pentadrone. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of motivation. It's weird. I'm having trouble. It's a creative block altogether. Actually, I haven't been doing much creating.
You have been drawing though, haven't you?
I have been, but not like super recently. I haven't been super recently. So yeah, I don't know. Don't know what's going on with me. Maybe I'm burnt out. I'm not sure.
What did you think of the miniatures I showed you yesterday in the Hero Quest box?
Oh man, that's a major step up. It's a major step up from the originals. Jeez.
You remember how we
really impressive.
You remember how as a family we used to play that game like for hours?
Sure do. Fond memories. So that we bought both of those games. You had Hero Quest and Space Crusade.
Yeah.
And yeah, we played both a lot because it was quite a long time before it stepped up into the Games Workshop like style tabletop games.
Yep.
That wasn't Auckland actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we were playing Hero Quest when we were in Matakana.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I was about 15, I think.
Wow.
I know. That's terrifying.
15.
Jeez, I was probably about 15.
Man, that would have made me about flipping 6, something like that. 6.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I was 16. I don't know.
Wow, that's amazing, eh?
It is.
Just yesterday.
Doubtful. Not for me.
Not for me either, man.
But do you remember how Rosie used to go and engage other monsters? Or not engage other monsters, but just open the doors and just go looking for treasure constantly,
Yep.
leaving everybody else to die?
Yep.
She just leave the room completely like,
Yep.
oh, is there any monsters in here?
It's
Yes,
also-
there is. I'll leave the
That's
room.
also her Dungeons and Dragons strategy.
Yeah. I will go into the room, open the door. If there are monsters, I can't search for treasure, so I will leave the room and let the monsters just swarm you
She was
guys.
very focused on treasure hunting.
Yeah.
And that was the main focus.
Yeah.
And not fighting.
No.
Avoiding fighting or distracting the rest of the party so they're fighting and get no treasure while she's getting the treasure because everyone else is fighting.
Yeah, because she
While
just
she's
released all
getting
the
the
monsters everywhere. Yeah. That's exactly, that was her style.
Yeah.
That's how she operated.
It's always been that style too. It's even Dungeons and Dragons, it's the same style.
Yeah, no, it's weird, eh? It's like...
It's funny, but it's not helpful.
No. Okay, now I'm going to try to do an eyeball, greens and blues.
Oh, the irises.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
yeah. I do that, and then I do a dot of black in the centre, which is going to be interesting. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but we'll try.
Oh, well, I've got that little tiny toning brush if you want to use it.
I've been using a toothpick.
That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea.
I don't really have that much control, so
Or you could use a microdot pen.
yeah, but I can't even see the microdot. So how I don't know how that's going to work. You can't see the microdot. Like, how does that work?
Point and aim and wish, have hopeful
And
thinking.
then pray.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. Yep.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to do about half of these blue-eyed and about half of them green-eyed.
Cool. What about yellow eyes?
Nah.
Purple?
Yellow's such a shit colour to deal with.
Purple?
No way. Yellow's bad though. I can't stand using yellow.
I've just been painting with yellow most of this whole thing. About 44 minutes of painting yellow.
It's just trying to get it to work is so hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's got to be an easier way.
It's like trying to get your body to work when you wake up in the morning. You just don't want to wake up.
Don't
Just
you?
Go back to sleep. Sleep in.
I couldn't get myself up until about 10:30 today.
Oh, wow.
I've been so smashed. I've been just so exhausted. Everything's just been so busy the last few months. And I'm going to wind up going back to doing that all over again till the end of the year.
Oh, no.
I know, David. I know I'm stupid.
No, you're not. You're smart. You're paying off a mortgage.
Yeah, I call it being focused.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. I've tried. I've tried many times to stick in a job where I've hated the job, and my bosses have been. Well, I don't know if you have the same sort of thing, but it's similar. But I've had some. Yeah, I remember James. Our brother-in-law. He said to me, I've never met someone who's had so many bad experiences in a workplace before. Like, he's just not surprised why I am where I am right now in the situation I am right now, where I'm struggling to think about how to do that, how to go back into that scenario again, because it's just that's all I know. And how do you get away from it, especially when you're doing trades and stuff, because it's really common in trades sectors.
You got to do your own thing. That's the only answer.
It's the only answer.
Yeah. As I said before, dude, you work for somebody else and you do your own thing on the side, like I do.
Yeah. Well, then you're punishing yourself at the same time as
Well,
trying to,
yeah, but
which
I mean,
smashes your confidence, brings you down, and then you come and try and do your own thing, but your confidence is low, and then that can easily topple as well. So that's the problem.
well, I mean, I've always come to the opinion that if you want something, you kind of have to work for it.
Oh yeah.
It's that's sort of where my head is at.
Oh,
And the day will come. The day is coming where I won't have to keep brutalising myself with 12-hour days. So
yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think that that Marvel's movie is going to be any good that's coming up? Because I don't think they have moved the Marvel's movie. I think it's still going to play at the end.
Do I think it's going to be good?
Do you think it's going to be any good, or do you think that it's whatever?
Yeah, I think it's going to be average.
It's going to be average.
Yep.
It's going to be whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be, yeah. Brie Larson looks really good as Captain Marvel, but the look of her, but she doesn't represent that kind of a hero very well, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I just find her kind of annoying as a hero.
I think when I was watching the movie, she did come across as quite annoying, but she actually started to have redeemable features, like she was actually a reasonable person near the end of the movie. Once she had met her friend and that little girl,
Yeah,
and started remembering a bit more about herself, because she just came across as being a bit of a jerk.
the problem is, it seems like that's what she is actually like as an actress. So it means that
I think I can divorce the person from the acting role. I think.
yeah. Oh, well, I've done that with I've been able to do that with Amber Heard playing the what's her name? That's in the Aquaman movie.
I mean, Edward Norton's got a notorious record.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he does. He has a notorious record for being quite difficult to work with,
Oh no.
and kind of taking over as well. So
Well, that probably I haven't seen him in much lately, so maybe that's the reason why.
yeah,
He just got
maybe.
sick of working with him. Maybe I'm not sure.
Maybe. Right, so I'm using this gold again on the inside. I've decided I will do the inside leaf bits gold.
I wonder if that's why he didn't continue on being the Hulk.
I think that's very much the reason why it didn't happen for him. Is I think he wanted too much creative control and
Cooked his own goose.
cooked his own goose. Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to happen with the Snow White movie.
They put out a new play test for Dungeons and Dragons, this new Ed edition coming out next year, and I put up a poll asking people questions about it, and when I looked at it, I was like, okay, they've tried something else. They've gone back on a few things. I think there was one thing there that I looked at that I saw, and I was like, okay, but this was it sort of already existed, and it was sort of used magic device for the rogue.
Yep.
But everything else I just didn't like. It was like it's.
What did everyone else think? Did you put a poll up on it?
Most people on my channel have no interest in Wizards of the Coast Unearthed Arcana, which doesn't surprise me because most of the people who were kind of expecting me just to do video content on 5e only and nothing else have kind of got really annoyed with me, and they just don't understand why I don't want to do that anymore. And so they left. So I have a much more diverse group of people, and I cover a lot more different games now.
Yep.
And so it's, once you start looking at some of the older versions of D&D and you start looking at some of these other games, you start to realise that, like people have done it better. Or done it the way that I would have preferred. Do you know what I mean?
Other companies.
Yeah, other companies, or and in some cases even they have done it better themselves. They just aren't doing it right now.
Oh no.
And then there's the other aspect of it, which is sometimes they're. Where is this? Okay, I can't quite see how am I going to do this? This way. I'll change the angle. The other thing you kind of notice is that the features are kind of heavily loaded towards combat, and I'm just not interested in that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like combat, but I don't want everything to be combat.
Right.
And I will level up and I got another combat feature. Oh, wonderful. Okay, cool, wonderful. That's great if that's all you want to do, but I don't.
Oh, so it's just turned into a hack and smash game.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of starting to feel more and more like a hack and slash.
But it's supposed to be a role playing game.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the older versions of the game kind of feel like a bit like a hack and slash at times too, but. It's just all this extra,
on your team.
Yeah, all this extra complexity in the game, and it's all around combat. I'm like, give me extra complexity about something else. My group right now are very keen on the idea of castles and followers and having story reasons for doing stuff with our character that couldn't be built into the character progression rather than
that's actually there. Yeah, actually, I would take that stance. I like story stuff more. That's what I like about role playing games is the story element. Creating a character, creating a story around it, creating stories around things that you do, getting more immersed in the actual experience of playing the game. And if it's just walking around with the weapon and slashing and just hacking all the time,
or casting magic all the time.
Casting magic all the time, which is you get the same result when I play actual computer games.
Yeah.
I get bored super quick. Like I was playing Diablo and I just got bored of it. There's nothing to it. You just go around and do magic. You level up. You get stronger. You do more magic and more rogue stuff with arrows, and you get stronger. But you're going in the same dungeons, killing the same monsters every single time. There's nothing new. It's just the same. It's So I just stopped playing it. It's boring. It only lasted it lasted me a month.
Okay. All right.
Me a month.
Well, that's not too bad.
Well, unless if it's $100 game.
Well, then that's not so great.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. Like, you want to get, you want to go on adventures and yeah, I don't know. It just needs to be, more role playing, more story.
Yeah, well, it's not even to say story, but the ability to drive the adventure.
Yeah.
So Fred Hubbard's got here. There's always hack and slash in a game that gives XP based on killing enemies. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm not saying that that hasn't existed in the past. That's not true. But I just feel like they've leaned so much into that one aspect that it's not quite as exciting for me now as it was in the past. So yes, I'm less interested. This, my mates, we've got people who are playing the game and they are looking at like, how do we get ourselves? How can we fix up this town? We're gonna spend our money on this town and fix it up so it's functional again. I really like it when they do that sort of thing, because it doesn't even take me as a game master or a dungeon master to be part of that. They've got control of that sort of aspect of it, which is great. And then what's the other one that other thing that they've done in the past? When they decide that they're going to, renovate a manor or build a castle or take over a castle, renovate it and put it back into action, or they're going to affect the elections in an area or something like that. Which they did not so long ago. Yeah, we've been sort of trying to decide what we're going to do in terms of the future, because we were playing a pirate campaign, but our current game master really needs a bit of a break. He's been doing it for a little while, and so we're kind of looking at, okay, what can we do to sort of fill the gap for a little bit. And yeah, so that's what's been going on with us. Okay, so I'm using a light blue. This is this light blue that I'm putting over the frost blue. So this is the ghostly blue, and I put the frost blue over first. And now I'm going to go back to my green. I'm going to use a emerald green on the troll skin green, which is a very dark green.
Interesting.
And I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Sounds good.
Originally, Diablo had better story and the 1990s graphics, and you could trick the enemies into killing each other. Well, that's another thing. Is a lot of
it did used to be it did used to be better than it is now.
Yeah, so one of the things I did notice is that my group are very
in the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
It was better in the 90s,
and it's 2023.
2023.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
We're going backwards, people. Backwards. You need to step it up. Although, do you know what I saw? I was watching a video just before I came here, actually, and it was about Skyrim, but they put 3 different AI systems together: ChatGPT and 2 other some like a synth sim to create voice, and one to be able to talk into the game.
Yeah.
And then you can actually talk to the NPCs, and they come up like they're artificially intelligent, so they come up with their own
dialogue,
their own stories. You can actually have conversations with them. It's that's flipping interesting.
No, I've had this argument with a few people who don't believe that the technology is at the right level to have an artificial intelligence dungeon master. And I'm like, I hate to say it, but you're
probably wrong, yeah?
You're very, very wrong about that.
Yep.
It's just whether it would be cost effective for a Dungeons and Dragons game. Because there is AI out there that's very, very clever.
Yep.
And can respond I believe it's called Akima. Akima is probably one of the most advanced AIs out there, and it's a robot as well, I believe. And it can give recommendations on all sorts of different things.
Jeez.
You can have a conversation with it, and that's all you really need to do is be able to have a conversation with the AI. I was in the original Diablo beta test. Oh, okay. Fred, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Cool. All right, now I need to do black. So that means I need to figure out where my black is. And I need a toothpick, which is going to be interesting because my brush isn't going to be small enough to make this work. And then I'm going to try to do these eyes. I don't know. My little eyes.
That'll be fine.
Okay, let me see if I can find... I'm going to have to scrounge around behind you.
Okay, for paints.
I think that I put the toothpicks out, and then suddenly I realised there's no toothpicks in front of me.
Okay.
So, keep them busy. I'll be back. That was easy.
Nice.
Okay, yes. I got my toothpicks. $2 at the $2 shop.
That sounds about right for a $2 shop.
Mm-hmm.
Although, actually, no. I've been to heaps of $2 shops, and they have stuff that's worth way more than $2.
Mm-hmm.
They should just change their name to something else.
Just cheap market.
Cheap market crap.
Okay, like now let's see. Black. And that ball bearing in the black is just rattling around really well.
Excellent.
The white one.
Oh, that's because it's really thin though. That black paint.
Yeah, I think it is. And the white paint's not that as thin as the other one, eh?
Mm.
Either that or it's all globbed up in one spot. Anyway, let's see if this works. I have a few eyes to do, people, so it's going to take me a couple of shots to make this work.
You could screw it up and have to paint the whole aisle over again.
Oh, don't. You know I just won't do that.
No, you won't do that. Nick minute. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Boof.
Boof. Yeah. Yeah, we've done. And video tomorrow is just literally painting eyes.
Okay, I got one.
Nice.
Only, is it 6 more? 5 more?
No
There's
problem.
a few.
Easy peasy. Use the force.
I had pre-release review copies of Windows 95 and OS 2 Warp. Made Microsoft mad because I benchmarked them against each other. Oh, okay. I still have the OS 2 disk set. I'm not very familiar. I know what Windows 95 is, but I don't know what the other thing you're talking about is. I'm not a techie person, really.
Sam would probably know.
Hmm.
Do you say OS 2? That's operating system, is it?
Operating system 2?
Yeah.
Is it Apple?
Uh,
Maybe it's Apple.
no, I don't think so. I mean, it's an operating system, right?
Yeah, but it isn't Windows an operating system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Windows is an operating system.
Yeah. So operating system 2, I'm assuming maybe that's Apple or something else.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Dotting along. My eyeballs. But now what's great is I've got a few Modrons, and now I've got this, so now I can have robots attack the world.
Cool.
They're not hugely offensive creatures or monsters anyway, so it's not like you need to worry about. It's not like the lizard people.
The lizard people?
I'm playing with you, man. Remember conspiracy theories?
The lizard people.
There's lizard people. All aliens are lizard people.
Are they?
Government is inundated with lizard people.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Lizard people.
It wouldn't matter.
Are you talking about ancient Samaria or something? Is
Something
it
like
lizard
that,
people?
yes. Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of conspiracy theory videos right now. Not a lot of Dungeons and Dragons or role playing game videos. I hate to say it, people, but I haven't. I've been watching a lot of UFO and giants and conspiracy theory stuff. Like, yeah.
Oh, the Nephilim.
What do you think so far? Not too bad?
It's good.
For the likes of me?
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay, now I'm going to do the base, this grey. And we're now 2 minutes over.
What do you think for mine?
Well, do you want to...
For the likes of me?
Let's have a look at... let's show them what you've done. So David has been...
Painting yellow.
Orange. And orange, very slowly.
Very slowly, just poddling
along.
Because I'm here to talk,
yeah,
and then poddle along with my paintbrush at the same time.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, man, there's so much detail in that thing. Cool. Right. Okay. Back to paint my base.
Oh yeah, what colour are you going to paint your base? Just black?
I know. I was just going to paint it this odd grey, and then the dungeon grey dungeon stone. So I'm using Lich Skin, and then I'll go Dungeon Stone, and then I'll go with just a little bit of the light Gelatinous Cube Blue.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a good way to go about it.
But make sure you paint the rim black, eh?
The rim? You mean the outside rim?
You always paint the outside rim black.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't want to do that.
It sets it apart. It makes it stand out.
Stand out?
Yeah.
I just want to paint it grey.
No, don't do that. Paint it black. Oh, here's another base that it comes on. I suppose you could paint that black and then glue it to that base.
I think that base is actually clear.
Yeah, you want to paint that black. It's a rule, Fred.
It's a rule.
It's a rule.
You're telling me that I don't have freedom of how I paint my miniatures now?
Or speech, or just how you wear your hair. No, nothing. But you would beg to differ by the way you're wearing your hair right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
My hair is my hair.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It looks
so,
like a wild forest to me. I don't know whose hair that is. It looks like it's there's no ownership over that at all. It's as free as it gets.
Yeah. It's Free Fred.
Yeah, Free Fred, yeah.
Rather than Free Willy, it's Free Fred.
Free Fred.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to keep rotating and painting between their feet. It's got so many little feet. And I didn't put out enough paint. I suppose that's better than putting out too much. And we're doing all good. Alright, let's just clean that brush off. What's this? I've always believed the Roswell crash was a modified Horton HO229 German experimental flying wing jet from World War II. Never been in production, just a prototype. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll go with that. Sure.
It's about as likely as that as it is anything else, so yeah. It's cool. It's a cool theory too.
I don't really know what that prototype looks like, so I have no idea.
You have to Google it. I'm not sure. But yeah, yeah, prototype, cool.
So my D&D group, we've decided we're going to do a one shot this Saturday.
What's a one shot?
One shot is like just one adventure over one session.
Oh.
It's a very short adventure. We just finished off the Fane of the Serpent, which was they had to battle a giant Titan boa snake. It's gargantuan in size. I used Purple Worm miniature for that from Gale Force 9.
Sandworm from June?
It's sort of like that, but yeah, it's
Man, I'm still bummed out about the fact that it's not coming out till next year now. There's nothing much to watch now. Taylor Swift, I don't really,
Not really your
thing. She's great and all, but yeah, not really. I'm not a Swiftie.
Made a F-17 Both smooth curves, very close to the horde. Okay, all right.
Back to watching anime series, I guess, again, I suppose.
Well, what do you normally watch? Is it just anime usually?
Yeah, I watch a lot of anime, yeah. Yep. What have I been watching lately? Gundam.
Okay, they're the robots.
Mobile Suit Gundam? Yeah.
Yep.
Which one? The Witch from Mercury. It's... the main girl in it is 17, but she acts like a 4-year-old.
Oh, does she? Oh dear.
Yeah, so like I stopped watching it because just it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch when you want to watch Mobile Suit Gundams, man, fighting some cool stuff, some bit of seriousness, but instead it's just goof. They're all goofs, man. The main character is the comic relief in that show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand that. I don't understand why would you make the main character the comic relief? Because I thought the comic relief was like a comic relief, as in like a side character that's a comic relief.
Right. Yeah.
It just it detracts from the show, I think, personally.
I don't really watch anime, as you know, but I have noticed that a lot of stuff that they make seems to be made for a very young audience. They want to explain everything. One of the things that I kind of agree with is I didn't actually require to explain everything and what was going on in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I could have figured it out. You don't actually have to tell me this is what's going on. In fact, it would have been even better if we didn't know that there was an AI involved at all.
Yeah.
It's just this guy that he knows, and it's not actually him that's the villain. It's a robot.
That would have been
that's
smart.
hired him.
That would have been pretty smart. Yeah.
That would have worked for me too, but apparently no, that's not the way to go.
No, they have to explain everything to everyone.
Yeah. I don't require that, but then I know some people find it a struggle, and I think the problem is that
these things have to make a lot of money. They have to direct to the general audience.
and they need to make sure that the general audience don't get lost, and they're always worried that they're going to get lost if they make it too complicated for them to figure out.
Yep.
But
which is a bummer because it takes a lot of surprise factors out of movies,
Yeah. I'm quite happy for there to be some surprises and unexplained stuff till later on.
That was an interesting twist. Yeah.
Yeah. We found out by the story just unfolding naturally.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Reasons.
Yep.
What else have we got here? Three Stooges, 3 main characters are comic relief, hundreds of short films and a few films.
Were they piloting mobile mechanical
robots?
Space flying suits?
It's not quite the same thing.
No. Because Three Stooges, that's comedical, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole point is they are the main characters and they are
so this is a serious show that's got a main character that's like...
comic relief.
Charlie Chapman.
Yeah. It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. It's a Mission Impossible film with Charlie Chapman as the lead role.
I really don't like having that black edge and the grey.
Oh, that looks awesome.
It looks awful.
That's great.
You suck. You suck.
Wow, look at that. You're supposed to do the base black, Fred, not the rim of that thing. That's now the rock that's standing on the black. What did you do that for?
I wanted it grey. I don't want it black.
Do it grey then.
I'm going to do it grey, yeah. I'm going to... Oh, it's not working. Okay, all right. I have to do it.
You have to wait until it dries now.
I'm going to have to wait for it to
dry. What have you done?
Yeah. All right, okay. Dungeon Stone. Next.
Dungeon Stone.
The black's not dry, so we're moving on to this one. Minions. Every character is comical. How many movies, short films... So Inspector Gadget gets smart. Yeah, but again, he's the main character, and it's a comedy. What he's saying is Gundam is not a comedy.
No, it's usually
it's not just a full-blown comedy.
Every single one Gundam that I've watched has been serious.
Yeah.
It's always been serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's serious science fiction. And now, all of a sudden, Charlie Chapman, the female Charlie Chapman, is the lead role. and then everyone else on the show is serious, and trying to deal with the fact that the lead role is Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
And go, what the heck was that kind of reaction for? You know, that sort of stuff. Yeah. I mean, it starts out like in her past, and she's like this little girl, and it's like, okay. And she, you know, she's got this power to operate this suit, and and in the future she grows up and she becomes 17 years old, but she still acts the same as when she was this little toddler. When she's a fully grown adult, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't get it.
Maybe the script was written by AI.
Maybe it was.
Could be.
It's possible.
It's possible. Maybe the script was actually written by a Pentadrone that had a cough or a cold or something like that.
Maybe it was written by a rage drake.
Yeah. It was written by something that wasn't doing a very
Rage
good
Drake's
job.
too serious. Rage Drake's too serious.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be able to write something that goofy.
No, probably not. Okay. All right. So I think this is going to need a wash. I think I'm going to need to do something about my base, but it's all wet and it's not going to dry anytime soon.
Yeah. Why did you paint the base black, Fred?
No, that's you. I didn't realise that you were actually goofing me, and I didn't. Should have guessed.
It's just little things in life.
Yeah, that
Simple
keep
pleasures, they call it. I
keep
think.
you entertained.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Lovely.
Chuckles quietly in the corner here.
So yes, David, well done. You
Thank
got
you.
me.
You're welcome,
You
everybody.
got-
Yep.
You got me. Good.
I got you good. Especially because I was so focused on painting this thing, I had no idea you were actually painting that thing black. So it's actually really funny.
Well, I thought you were being serious, and then now I realise, it wasn't intended to be serious. Okay, let me just do a spin around of this thing, then I'll show them what you've been doing, and then we'll so I'm gonna probably do some more of this work on this later tonight when I'm ready to do so, and that's it. There's not much going on here. All I've used is 3 different main colours that are all metallic. I've painted the eyes, I've painted the lips, kind of metallic colour, and then I've done the base, and the base needs a bit more work. And
What's that?
because shush you. All right, and then this is David's Drake that he's been painting, so you can see his Drake is coming along much better than mine. Oh, even in here, like in the...
Yeah, I mean, the rimmer's not black, isn't it?
That... Man, really? You're going to do that to me? Of course you
Hey,
are.
look, actually was being serious. It's cool when the rim's black, but not the stone.
No.
So you need the other base that it goes on is supposed to be black.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is...
I paint display miniatures, and that's the rule for display miniatures. It's not for gaming.
No, not for gaming. Absolutely not for gaming. So that's what we have here. I'm going to end this poll. So we had 2 people vote on what experience with the Pentadrone do you have, and nobody's had any experience with them. I'm not surprised. I don't think Modron's come up very much. If I'm serious, it's not me. Nice, cool.
ChatGPT write a spy movie.
Well,
Yeah, I think I could do that.
it probably could, but I mean, who cares? Would it be would it be worth watching? No, we don't do that. It's this. So this is where we're coming to. I'm going to say a huge thank you to my patrons who support me on Patreon. I do appreciate it. The fact that we had Fred Hubber here and somebody else I cannot pronounce the name of show up in the chat. I do appreciate it. If you've just been hanging out and painting with us, thank you very much. Thanks, Dave, for coming.
You're welcome.
We're coming back tomorrow, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I believe tomorrow I'll be painting a giant insect.
Cool.
And you'll probably be still painting the drake.
Probably.
Probably still painting the drake, right? And and hopefully my Pentadrone.
Or maybe something secret.
Or something, a secret.
Yeah.
A secret something.
Secret something.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, the night, or the wee early morning, please look after yourself, your family and friends. And hey, till next time.
Keep rolling those 20s.
Are you
Keep rolling the 20s.
20s?
20s.
Yes, 20s.
20s.
20-sided dice.
The black rim thing, man.
Stop it.